9 तक खत्म हो जाएगा आज। Good morning, everyone. So today we'll be starting off with uh, early Buddhist literature. Okay, so the earliest Buddhist literatures, they are earliest Buddhist literature. It is written in Pali text. Now, why Pali? Because Pali was the language of people, the folk language, and Lord Buddha, he used to preach in Pali. Hence, any language spoken by the Buddha himself was considered to be a very venerated language, and it was considered to be something, its its integrity cannot be questioned. So, the sacred scriptures of Buddhists are in Pali. Now, this was the language which was spoken in Magadha as well as some territories adjoining Magad. So, as a language, Pali is an archaic Prakrit, and in the days of Buddha, was the spoken language of Magadha and adjoining territories. So it would have been very easy to converse in Prakrit only. And additionally, as I have already told you, since the Pali canon is regarded as the most version of the Buddha's words. Okay, so now as we further proceed with the literature part, we need to understand that like Jain literature, even the Buddhist literatures, they are divided into two separate parts, two separate categories, that is canonical and non-canonical. So canonical literature is the one which is directly associated with Buddha, or principles or tenets of Buddhism can be straight away found in the canonical literature. But this is not the case in non-canonical literature. Non-canonical literature, they are the treatises, summaries, some versions which have been written on the Buddhist literature, Buddhist thought, Buddhist philosophy, or some literature written about Buddha, but they are not directly associated with Buddhism. Reference of Buddha comes, and the sole theme of non-canonical literature is Buddhist philosophy itself, but they cannot be said to be in direct congregation with the Buddhist faith, or rather they are not the sayings of Lord Buddha himself. So let's see canonical and non-canonical literature. Is generally divided into canonical and non-canonical texts. Okay. Canonical texts are those that are directly linked to Gautam Buddha in one way or another. They can be simply understood as books which lay down the basic tenets and principles of Buddhism. And the best example of canonical literature is Tripitakas, such as Tripitakas. The three Pitakas, they are also known as the three gems or three jewels of Buddhism: Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, and Abhidham Pitaka. And what about non-canonical literature? Let's see. Non-canonical texts or semi-canonical texts. Are not the sayings of the Buddha, but are commentaries and observations on canonical texts treatise on the Dharma, historical historical uh, information, sorry. also includes quotes, definitions, grammars, and other writings in Pali, Tibetan, Chinese, and other East Asian languages. Okay, so these are canonical. This is the difference between canonical and non-canonical literature. Now there are some very important, some of the most important non-canonical texts which we will see. Okay. Some important non-canonical texts are here as follows. First is Milind Panu. It is written in Pali. It consists of uh, dialogue on various philosophical issues between Indo-Greek king Menander. Menander was also known as Milind, and the monk Nagasena. It is said that under the influence of the Buddhist monk Nagasena, and after the discussions which took place between Menander and Nagasena, Menander embraced Buddhism. So it is the book of guidance, which gives a connected account of the Buddha's teachings. Next we have is Vishuddhi Magga. To purity. It was written by Buddha Ghosha. And it deals with development from purity of discipline to nibbana, or enlightenment. Next we have is Nidan Katha. So Nidan Katha is the first connected life story of Lord Buddha. Next is Deepavamsha and Mahavamsha. So these are two Sri Lankan texts. Both of them, they have been written in Pali, contain historical cum mythical account of the Buddha's life, comma, Buddhist councils. It also talks about Ashoka, and finally arrival of Buddhism to Sri Lanka. Okay. Next we have is Mahavastu. Written in mixed Sanskrit, Prakrit, it lays down the sacred biography, the sacred biography, that is hagiography of the Buddha. Okay, so these are the important non-canonical texts which are of any relevance. So now we come to three Pitakas. So three Pitaka is one of the earliest compilations of Buddhist teachings. And it is so important that all branches of Buddhism as part of their core scripture. So any Buddhist sect you talk about, be it Hinayana, be it Mahayana, be it Vajrayana, all the sects they have uh, Tripitakas as part of their core scriptures. It cannot be replaced. Rather, you can say that they are irreplaceable. So, we will be seeing why they are irreplaceable. First of all, Tripitakas, they are further divided into different Nikayas. So, we have Sutta Pitaka, then we have Vinaya Pitaka, and then we have Abhidham Pitaka. Under Sutta Pitaka we have Sutta Vibhang, then we have Parivar, then we have Khandaka, Mahavagga and Kulavagga. Under Sutta Vibhang we have Mahavibhanga and Bhikkhuni Vibhanga. So, these are the further divisions of Sutta Pitaka. sorry, no, Vinay Pitaka. Vinay Pitaka. Okay. Under Sutta Pitaka, we have different Nikayas or different books. First of all, we have Digha Nikaya. It is a long, or it can be translated into as a long discourse. Then after Digha Nikaya, we have Madhyam Nikaya. Then we have Samyutta Nikaya. Then we have Anguttar Nikaya. Now, Anguttar Nikaya is a very important book as it also deals with the prevailing politics of that time. We get to know about 16 Mahajanpadas from Anguttar Nikaya. I mean, one of the sources about the information regarding the 16 Mahajanpadas is Anguttar Nikaya. Then we have is Khuddaka Nikaya. Further, there are few other books. In total, Sutta Pitaka, it has 15 books. Vinay Pitaka, it has 7 books. Let's see about Abhidham Pitaka. First is Dhamma Sangani. Then we have is Vibhanga. Then we have is Dhatu Katha. Then we have is Puggala, Pannati. Then we have Katha Vastu or Katha Vathu. Next is Yamaka. And finally we have is Patthana. So these are in total, these are the final bifurcations of Tripitaka. The question arises is, what exactly is the content of Vinay Pitaka, what the content of Sutta Pitaka and Abhidham Pitaka? What is their relevance in the whole Buddhist literature, in the whole Buddhism, you can say whole Buddhist faith? What exactly is their relevance? Are they a sort of history, or Uh, are they a sort of directives for the monks and nuns? Maybe some discourses regarding Buddha, maybe uh, some stories regarding past life of Buddha. So this we'll be looking at in the next class. What exactly do these three books represent? And after that we'll be proceeding with the four Buddhist councils and texts. What happened in and sects? Sorry, what exactly happened in those councils? What was the work of each and every council? How fruitful it was? And later on, we'll be proceeding with what exactly do the sects represent, the Hinayana, the Mahayana, how are the two different, how are the two sects different, and how Vajrayana is totally different from the other two. Okay, so thank you for today. I'll be seeing you in the next class. Thank you. You won't be having any other class today. Thank you.